Recently, my boutique law practice, Michal Kaczmarski Legal and Compliance Hub, specializes mostly in delivery of compliance training to a variety of business entities. The core competence of the law practice comprises of 7 elements. First of them is the TPRM, which stands for third-party risk management, and this is popular mostly due to the fact that we have plenty of economic and country-specific sanction programs across the EU and across the world, and many entities operating also from the Polish soil are very much interested in compliant navigation throughout those sanction programs. The second area of specialization of the law firm is the conflict of interest management and more general corporate governance standards for mostly listed companies, but also members of international group companies or companies with some interest and appetite for international expansion that actually would like to comply with the corporate governance standards that apply in the jurisdictions where they intend to operate. Number 3 is, as usual, and always, it's still contemporary, the ABC, which stands for the anti-bribery and corruption, and these are the standards for either public sector entities that are basically involved in public sector operations and are utilizing public funds. And the second end of the portfolio of interested clients are those who intend to operate in countries where there exist already quite stringent anti-bribery laws, like the US FCPA legislation or the UK Bribery Act. Number 4 is the protection of whistleblowers and the recently introduced in Poland whistleblowers law. Companies employing over 50 employees or people working for those companies in a number exceeding 50 or otherwise obliged entities have to introduce internal channels for whistleblowing. That is something that existed already for international entities, the group companies, or those listed, publicly listed, but recently the new obligations applies also for bigger, medium and large size entities in Poland, which basically brings more need for understanding on how to manage the whistleblower step from the initial triage throughout the conclusion of the internal investigation and decisions made about the follow-up actions and improvement actions if necessary. Number 5 is the False Medicines Directive, and this is due to the fact that I had the pleasure and honor to implement the system in Poland in the years 2019 or even earlier 2017-16 throughout 2020, and therefore some entities present in the medicine supply chain across the EU are interested in some refreshment training in this respect, how to prevent introduction of falsified counterfeit medicines into the illegal supply chain, and also how to comply with the FMD, False Medicines Directive regulation across the EU. Number 6 is the AML and CFT. This is due to the fact that actually from early 2000 I'm involved in reviewing the compliance programs of financial entities, but also non-financial designated entities who are obliged to comply with the AML laws across the world. Apparently, due to the fact that the EU AML package that had been introduced in 2024 and is due to enter into force for all obliged entities in July 2027, and in the meantime we'll have some guidelines from AMLA, which is Anti-Money Laundering Authority, for the EU markets. A lot of changes are expected in terms of consistent implementation of the AML rules across the whole EU marketplace. And last but not least, number 7 is a criminal compliance, both individual criminal compliance and corporate criminal compliance, and due diligence required from corporate entities in respect to preventing criminal liability, especially in respect to recently introduced in the UK new crime of the failure to prevent fraud. Many entities that would like to avoid criminal liability and comply with the EU and UK in particular rule are interested in training on how to build the controls environment compliant with the international and country-specific standards aimed to prevent criminal liability. And obviously the associated aspect is individual liability of managers and people who are in charge of organizations. So if you might be interested in training from the aforementioned list of topics, please feel free to contact me, and also follow my subjective vlog and podcast of a forensic auditor, as I used to be a forensic auditor as well, and I was involved in investigating fraud and misconduct across the world. Thank you very much for your attention, and let's keep in touch.